Welcome to the Encore Audio Archives YouTube channel. I'm Taper Dave, and this is my channel. I've uploaded hundreds of talks here that I've recorded at meetings in West LA, and I've also recorded conventions starting in 2013. I've got a bunch of those up. And Walt and Mary Murray, the original owners of Encore Audio Archives, started the company in the 80s, and Walt recorded Joe and Charlie's and a bunch of stuff down in Vista, California. My sobriety date is June 20th of 1994. I hope you find something you like, so please like and subscribe to my channel and comment down below. If you want to hear something that I don't have or that you don't see, I'll see that I get it. Anyways, take care and have a great day if you want to.
Now it is time to introduce our main speaker for tonight, Jay.
Ladies and gentlemen, Pia. Hi, I'm Jay. I'm an alcoholic. Thank you, Joey, for the Facebook thing last night asking me to speak. I appreciate it. Um, 22 years ago today, I got sober. That was the last meeting I went to. I love AA, man. AA is great. Love it. Happy birthday to all the birthday people, and welcome to the visitors. I heard Pennsylvania. I've been to meetings in Pennsylvania. It's awesome. Tony and Rocco and all kinds of guys in those meetings. And Louise De La Roca, I remember her saying her full name. Welcome to the newcomers. Congratulations, Pia, you were great. You and I have a lot in common. I am also Cuban and Puerto Rican. You gotta know it. Newcomers are going, what happened at the break? It's different now. He's different. He's not from here. Let's see. What do you do with one of these things? I never really think about whatever I'm going to say because I just don't. I'm just better off not thinking. And I love AA. I love the fact that you guys still call Rodeo Rodeo and it's on Hillgarden. I love that. Let it go. Fucking let it go, man. Beverly Hills, my ass. And I know what class is, man. I'm from Fresno. So, you know, I met this girl when I was about 7.5 years sober, and she was so fucking hot. Oh, man, she was one of those hots that's like, you know, it's too good for me hot. So I went for it, and because I'd always like dated girls, you know, I'd never dated a woman, you know, and this girl was like a whoa man, you know, and like, pow, 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 boom, pow, ooh. I'm a little hard. So we went to this place called, it was our third date, La Cana Veneta, which is like on 3rd Street in the Shishi part of town. It's a Shishi restaurant, and I got a lot of style and class and stuff. And I mean, look at me. And the guy that was at the door, I knew him, you know. And I said, hey, I know you. And he goes, I know you too. He goes, where do I know you from? You work out at the Easton Gym? No. You hang out at the, no. He goes, are you a friend of Bill's? And I go, yeah. Hey, you're a friend of Bill's. I'm a friend of Bill's. He goes, I said, what's your name? And he goes, my name's Bill. And I said, hey, Bill. I said, I'm Jay, and this is Jamie. great. And he wasn't just the maitre d' guy. He was the guy that was going to be our food server. So he came over and he goes, what can I get you guys to drink? We have water with gas, no gas. We have sodas, juices. And this is like an upscale restaurant. And she goes, I'll have a glass of Merlot. And he goes, great, what do you want? You in or you out? I don't care either way. I said, I'll have your Diet Coke 96 or something like that, you know, snappy. And as soon as he walked away, she goes, all right, how do you know that guy? And I said, we have mutual friends. So if you're new, that's what you want to tell them. When people ask you, you know, well, how do you know that guy? You know, the psychotic guy that just came up and said he just got out and he's scratching himself. How do you know him? I don't. He's got me mixed up with somebody else. I have no idea who that guy was. But he called you Jay. I know, it's the weirdest fucking thing. It's the weirdest thing. It's the thing that homeless guys do. I don't think he was homeless. At one time, he was probably homeless and fucked a chicken. Not that I would know that from hearing his story in an AA meeting, you know. And she goes, no, I come here all the time and they don't whittle off a water list. How do you know the guy? And I said, oh, I know him from AA. And she goes, so you're in AA? And I said, yeah. And she goes, well, why didn't you tell me? And I go, because I really like you a lot. And I've had a bad streak with things with vaginas, and I just really want one to forever. Forever, ever, 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 and ever, and ever. Just one. I don't need a lot. I'm easy. I know how to woo them. And she goes, well, why didn't you tell me? And she goes, were you embarrassed? And I go, absolutely not, no. It was the greatest thing that ever happened to me. I said, sober in AA. Only if I were sober in AA could I date somebody as terrific as you. Great line. Fucking. So good. I killed it that night. No, I'm kidding. Because I was going to try, like at around 7.5 years sober, I was going to try to make changes in my life. Not just be sober, but like make changes. Like, you know, stop reading my 4th step on the first date. You know, like, here's the things to watch out for. When I was a kid, my dad used to beat me. I know the odds are I'm probably going to beat you too. It's right here. I've had a lot of therapy, and I'm doing much better now, even though I like my way. When I was 7.5, my dad left, and he said he was going to come back, and he didn't. I've had some abandonment issues. Where are you going? Are you going to the bathroom? Do you want me to go with you? I wait outside, make sure it's okay in there and that you don't leave, because I'm all better now. And I stopped saying stuff on the first date like, look, hey, let's just clear the air. I'm in AA, all right? AA comes first, all right? AA is number 1 in my life. Women love to hear that shit. Serious. They love it. If you're saying it now, stop saying it, you know? Do it, but don't say it. You don't rule me, okay? Your vajayjay doesn't rule me, okay? Now, let's get an hors d'oeuvre. How about the crab cakes? So because I did things differently, at least I tried, you know, 2 years later I married that woman, and I'm still married to her today. And we have 3 kids, 10-year-old Julian, an 8-year-old Jaden, and a 3.5-year-old Josie. And I'm Jay, and my wife is Jamie. We're the J5. It's pretty gay. Pretty gay. You know, because before I became almost Republican, I used to be so fucking cool, dude. Oh, I was great. Then the wheels came off, and now I have just one vagina. Just one. It's great. Just kidding. If my wife heard me talking like this right now, she'd be so pissed off. She doesn't talk like this. She's a lady, you know. And I'm an animal with back hair, you know. So I got sober when I was 20, and I'm 42 now. I got sober 36 days before I turned 21. I didn't think about it. I didn't think that, well, you know, I'm too young to get sober. My life was a complete wreck. It was over. All my scorecards read 0. I was done. I had nothing left in the tank. And I was completely fucking terrified. They used to talk about it a lot when I was new, about the impending doom. I mean, some of you older timers, you remember the impending doom that we had before we walked into AA? Where I know that someplace very soon I'm gonna die, and I don't know how or when, but I'm wrapping up right now, right at the end. And it was chilling to me, because I didn't want to die. And then my life was doing pretty good up to then. You know, I was just got fired from Subway, and I was living in a garage in Fresno for 3.5 years, and I was driving a scooter. I mean, not one of those little pussy ones. I mean, it was a Elite 150. The year before, I was the homecoming king at Fresno City College. I was the actor of the year at Fresno City College. I just feel like I'm gloating. I'll stop, because the list really does go on. Crack myself up there. So I called central office in Fresno from the garage that I lived in, and I remember where I was standing, and I was empty inside. Right about then, you know, was the time I started noticing that people didn't like me anymore. People weren't hanging out with me. They weren't getting stoned with me anymore. They weren't partying with me, because I would break out into fights or I'd be angry. I wasn't the funny Jay anymore. I stopped enjoying any part of what relieved me, which was alcohol and drugs. Totally saved my life. And I remember there was a group of people talking at the college, at Fresno City College, and they were all, you know, they were laughing, and like I was like kind of like the big man on campus, so to speak, you know, out of the three of us on campus. And I walked up to them and I go, "Hey guys, what's happening?" And they go, "Oh, hey, Jay, I gotta get back to class, man. I'll see you later, man. Have a good day." And then they all and went, and I was just standing there, and I just said, you know, I don't think they like me. And it broke my heart, man, because my first drug of choice was not alcohol. It was not drugs. It was your approval. I'll sell my soul to you if you just like me. And you know, it's probably good to say, you know, and now I don't care what people think about me. I'm free of that. No, I'm freer. It doesn't matter as much. I'm not going to give up my life for it. But at 22 years, I still got a little bit of it. All you got to do is read something that somebody wrote about you that's shitty, and you go, that motherfucker. After all I've been through, you know? They don't understand our pain. No one cares. So I called central office, and the lady answered the phone, and she said, Alcoholics Anonymous, can you hold? And I said, yeah. I mean, where would you be if you called central office and they put you on hold? The fucked up Fresno. Fresno, fucking last part of it's no, Fresno. Who goes to Fresno? Like Reno, you know, fucking awful. It's like those shiver peas you get when you're peeing. Oh, fuck. So she clicked back over and she said, I'm sorry, honey. The guy's having a hard time on the other line. Can you hold just a little longer? I said, yeah. And she said, she clicked back over and she goes, 10 more seconds. The other guy on the other line's very, very sick, and I'll be right with you. And I said, I was crying. I said, lady, I got nowhere else to go. And she goes, oh my God, I will take you now. And I thought about it later. If the other guy's so sick and you're taking me now, are you saying that I'm sicker than him? Yeah, bitch. Whore. So I said, she goes, are you sober today? And I said, yeah, are you? I mean, what kind of a question is that? Think about it. If you've never been to AA, there's some funky ass shit we say in here. Keep coming back. It works if you work it. That's just enough to make you want to fucking hurl. Really? Got some fucking skinny 80-year-old woman who's got 46 years up here, as skinny as a rail. If you want what I got, listen, honey, if you got anything, hang on to it. Making love to you be like making love to a gunny sack full of antlers. No way. And I'm not judging. I'm just reporting. Within 6 months, I was quoting every phrase out of the AA book. Just so you know, like, I have 22 years, so everybody got that out of the way, because it's important for some people to know that, you know, before they can listen. So if you have more time than me, you're better, okay? And if you have less time than me, listen here. It'd be great if that's the way AA actually worked, but it's not. Because I know people who have 20 years who I wouldn't send a sick cat to if they were a vet. And there are people in this room who got 90 days who are working a way better program than me. They're on fucking fire for their lives. They found a way out. 90 days before they were going to die, they're into the steps. They found a sponsor. They may be even picking up newcomers. They have hope. They really believe that for the rest of their lives, they can not drink or use one day at a time. Their families are starting to see changes. The lights are coming on. They're inspired by their lives. They're enthusiastic. You know, the word enthusiasm comes from the Latin root word entheos, to be in God. They're in it. So time really doesn't mean a lot to me. It just doesn't. But I ain't asking one of those fucking people with 9 months about any advice on my life, I'll tell you that much. Just saying. This is fucking excellent peppermint tea. Oh. Killer. So she sent me to this meeting, the survivors group. She goes, I'm going to send you over to the survivors group. And I said, okay. Now, mind you, I've never been to a meeting. I didn't know you stay sober. Think about it. You didn't know either. I was in my first meeting, and they said, get a big book, and I saw the big book. It's not that big. I didn't know there were an hour or an hour and a half. I didn't know there were speaker meetings and stag meetings and women's meetings and topic meetings and speaker meetings and step meetings and traditions are to the group, as the steps are to the individual. I didn't know anything. Never met anybody who's sober. I met people who weren't drinking around me, and they made me completely uncomfortable, and I got them out of my life immediately. There's this guy that, he was my best friend. His name was Danny Garza. And Danny, I I don't know what his ailment was, but he had a crooked foot and his arm was crooked. I never asked him what it was because it wasn't about me. And he had a speech impediment, and he told me, I tried to keep getting him stoned so I could get him into how good my life was. And he was just this real strong Catholic Mexican kid who was just pure. He was a great guy. And I remember one night I got really drunk and he kept telling me, Jay, you know, you get so drunk that you treat people poorly and people don't like to be with you. And I said, Danny, if you could be me for one fucking day, you'd see how hard it is. And I was right, because it was more difficult to be me than it was to be him. Chronic alcoholism. It can't possibly be me. It's got to be you. You're the problem. And I came to my first meeting, and we never really knew the date of the first meeting that I came in because we kind of picked my sobriety date because my sobriety was such a blur. But I remember my first meeting, and I showed up to my first meeting, and the guy said, can you read how it works? And I go, yeah, can you? And he goes, yeah, I'm asking you if you'll read it. Yeah, okay, cool. So we're all right here. So I said, he gave it to me, and he goes, it's right here. And I go, okay, how it works. Rarely have we seen. He goes, no, it'll be in about 20 minutes when the meeting starts, and I'll point to you. I was like, cool. So I took the booklet, and I went outside. I took the whole booklet. I didn't know and that there was other stuff for other people. And it was a men's stag, and I proofread it, and I got to tell you, it looked pretty good. I mean, no changes needed to be made. I mean... And I read it, I read it like this. I read it like kind of like an Elizabethan actor because I was an actor at UCLA and I had been studying some iambic pentameter. And I read it like this. Chapter 5. How it works. Rarely have we seen a person fail who has thoroughly followed our path. I know, all the way through, I read it like that. People were going, oh my God. Oh, is this fucking for real? Looking around for cameras or something. And they were shuffling around. It was really rude of them and stuff. And so I started adding shit. And it's funny now. One, we admitted we were powerless over alcohol. That's why I'm here. How about you, bro? Right? Hey, but we're here, right? Hey, AA. So yeah, that didn't do good either. And then once the show was over, the meeting started. And the guys started sharing, and I was completely moved. Because all I was trying to do is to impress them. That's all. I was just putting my peacock feathers out and just flopping around and hoping that they would like me because it really was the last house on the block for me. And I said, I was listening to them and the guys were sharing and I was just like, oh my God, wow, that's great. There's about 15 of us in the room and I was like, wow, that's awesome. And I'm going, And then another guy would share, and I go, wow, this guy's now the best. You were the first place, but this guy's now doing better than you. You're so good with me, but that guy's got the best share in the room now, and but you're still doing very good over there, and don't feel bad about yourself. Look at what I did with how it works, and look at how far I've come. Okay. In 20 minutes. And then I was so moved by everybody's shares, and my life was changing, and I had my hand up because this was like the sharing part where we get the free-for-all. like, you know, improv, whatever. And so I had my hand up, and they, you know, you guys all go to those meetings where there's one wacko in the room, and at every fucking meeting, no matter who the speaker is, when they come in, that wacko's right across from them, and as soon as they say, now we open it up for sharing. That was me. So you look, or anybody want to share, or anybody at all, you know? And so they weren't calling on me because probably the how it works thing. So I said, hey, I had my hand up for a while and you haven't called on me yet, so. And he goes, go ahead, kid. And he called me kid, and that's bullshit because I was 20. Motherfucking 20. And that's probably not real cute for a 42-year-old guy to do anymore. I gotta grow up. And I had this whole speech written of something that you were gonna like, so I could win you over. Because I want in now. The beginning with this stuff and the folders and stuff, I don't understand that. But what you're doing now, I want in. I want in. So I'm ready now to jump in, and here's my story. And as soon as I said this, I'm Jay, I'm an alcoholic, I fucking lost it. When I read how it works, I was in a closed meeting, a very strict closed meeting. I mean, I was into the steps within 3 days of this meeting. Strict, closed AA. When I started reading how it works, I didn't say my name and my disease because I didn't know how to. And there was nobody there going, oh, what's your name, what's your name, what's your name, what's your name, what's your name? How it works, wait, what's your name, what's your name? You fucking start reading until you spit it out. Go ahead, motherfucker. Come on, bring it. Bring your little shit, you little fucking mullet head fucking actor fucking wannabe piece of shit. What's your name? I'm Jay. Okay, Jay. What are you? Don't fuck around. I'm an alcoholic. Okay, it's good, that's good. Welcome. Now let's get back to the topic of being non-judgmental. Because, you know, you can do that shit, right? I've seen a lot of drug addicts get chased out of AA meetings. Makes me want to put a foot in somebody's neck. Because they wandered into the fucking wrong closed meeting. They get chased out. It's bullshit. This is not at all what Alcoholics Anonymous is. 10 minutes left? Really? Well, put your fucking seatbelts on. Come on. Take it home. You should see me in Shaps. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Just a word to the wise. If you see somebody who just can't identify as an alcoholic because they just came off of a crack binge, where you don't need alcohol because you have a remote, dick in hand, porno, pipe. Boom. All the crackheads are going, preach, preacher, preach. That's right. Humming and shit. Just show them where NA is, or CA. Take them there. Help them. If they came here, look how close they came to the promised land. That's my job as a member of Alcoholics Anonymous. When I see somebody anywhere who needs help, I want the hand of AA to be there, and for that I am responsible. Anytime, anywhere. You know, there's a story about a guy who gets drunk on a beach and passes out and dies, and he goes to heaven. And St. Peter says, hey, where's your dog tags? We got to file you away into your religion. Everybody's got religious dog tags. What are you, Muslim, Christian, Catholic? What are you, Jew? He said, I have no idea. He said, do you think you could recognize it if you saw it? He said, I think so. He said, well, come on back to the religious corridor. So we opened up this squeaky door and then this long corridor. Catholics, and they opened the door, and everybody's eating bread and drinking wine, and very guilty. Pregnant 13-year-olds, it was amazing. He goes, I have some friends, but it's no, not me. Open up another door, and everybody's wearing the little caps, and said, no, that's not me. I have some friends in the business, though. About this. You go to the Baptist, everybody's swimming in the water, and they say, no, it's not for me. They go all the way through them and get to the end, and there's just this little door that goes down these steps. And a broken, creaky old door, kind of like the one that we get into here. They opened up the door, and a flood of smoke comes out. Everybody's smoking and drinking coffee. Everybody's talking. Nobody's listening. And he goes, these guys look very familiar to me. He says, who are they? And St. Peter says, we don't know, and they won't tell us. When I came into AA, I just wanted different because the pain was so great. If you're new, I hope you laughed tonight. I hope you just took a break and laughed tonight and forgot about your problems, forgot about the bills, the IRS, the girlfriend, the boyfriend, the wife, the pressures, the kids, whatever it was, and just laughed for a minute because you deserve it. It's been a long, hard run you've been on. Your problem brought you here. It's not your problem anymore. It's our problem. We'll take it from here, okay? I didn't fuck around in AA. When I came here, I got busy. When I got busy, I got into the steps. I got sober. And my life changed. Physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially. What do I owe you for that? What do I owe you for that kindness that you gave me? I was a lot. I was too much, and you didn't throw me out. What I owe you? You want me to go to a few meetings, take some newcomers to meetings, come and speak every now and then? What? Fuck, really? The fact of the matter is I'm in hock up to here with you. I owe you so deeply. I would have died for sure. And now I got the keys to the kingdom. What do I owe you? I'll never ever be able to pay you back for what you give to me. Serious. All that I have, all that I am, and all that I hope to be, I got here 22 years ago today. Thank you so much for loving me.
Okay, this is how I prepare my drone for launching. I like to do it inside the cab of my truck so I'm not standing outside in the weather. To install the joysticks for control, up and down, right and left, powered on. I have an Android phone that I use to connect it to the drone with. And it's actually controlled through the iPhone, through an app. Oops, wrong way. It's actually controlled through the iPhone, or through this Android phone, through the app. It's actually controlled through the Android phone, through an app, and you connect it through this short connection right here.
Remote control connected.
Remote control's connected. So I pull out the drone. I have to extend the legs. Long legs extended first, then the short legs. Remove the gimbal protector. Set that aside, then power it on one short burst, then one long burst. I lay it down. So I have to go to calibrate. So the drone's not connected yet. It shows you here as this drone gets disconnected, even though the remote's powered on. So the drone has to establish it's connected. So I go into the app to calibration mode. First I'll calibrate the remote controller. Start calibration. Out, in, oop, out, in, up, down, and then this little wheel is to control the gimbal. So it's calibrated. Go to gimbal calibration, start calibration, and then it calibrates the gimbal. I don't know if that shows up. The gimbal's moving all over the place. Changes, you can see it on the video. And I'm calibrated to take off. It's acquired 7 satellites at the moment. There are 26 satellites up in the sky, which it has to acquire before you can take off. So it's connected. It's got enough satellites. This is white. I can go to press this little arrow button, swipe right to take off, and it would start the motors if I slid this to the right. But I'll wait till I get outside. Don't want to do it inside.